there could be good video game movies.
I feel like video games are such an interesting type of media because they're so interactive and they're very big. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into video games, like, narratively. So it's interesting to see how people pare that down so much to fit into, like, an hour and a half. And, like, because of the way that those media, like, function and how they tell stories, I feel like it's just... You will never have a good video game movie because of the way that video games and movies work, I suppose.
I disagree. I think, like, most of them, sure, they're making a The Last of Us movie, which I think is a fucking waste of time, because that game is already, like, a movie but a game, because it's so, like, cinematic, and, like, it's such, like, it's so a story, and, like, with some gameplay, like, I don't know, like, what's the point of making it a movie at that point?
I guess, yeah. I definitely think there are certain video games that, like, you just can't make a movie out of, and that's okay.
I think something like, say, like, Sonic could be a very fun kids movie.
Yeah.
Or
but I feel like a lot of these movies are trying to be very serious because the story that the video game tells is pretty serious, but,
yeah,
like...
but...
It just winds up being corny and weird because it cuts out so much of, like, the important shit because, like, that's how time works. That's how, like, the concept of time works. You can't have everything.
Yeah, for sure. I just think, like, some video games that are, like, you know, like a Hitman movie, I feel more like kids' games would be better adaptable to a movie. Like, there are, like, examples of this that don't work. Like, there's, you know, that Ratchet and Clank movie that wasn't that great.
I saw that movie in theaters with some friends of mine for, like, a friend of mine's birthday.
It's a better video game than it is a movie.
I've never played the video games, and I thought the movie was fine. It's not great. It's not like an awesome movie, but I had fun watching it.
There's a video game adaptation of the movie, and it's better.
Okay.
Like, there's no... Like, just make it a game. It's way better as a game than it is a movie. It's, like, very, like... I don't know, it's a lot of exposition setting things up that we're never gonna see. Because this movie isn't good enough for a sequel, you know?
Yeah, I feel like...
And then there's, like, the Mario movie from the 90s, which is terrible, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's obviously real bad. I just don't know what the point of making a video game movie is. Like, I don't understand why people feel the need to make movie adaptations of things. I don't know. I just don't think it's necessary for certain things. Like, just leave it as a video game or leave it as, like, a podcast or something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but I love comic book
Not
movies.
like media should never mix and...
Yeah. Comic book movies are, like, great.
Yeah, but those are,
good.
like, more easily adaptable into a movie because they already have visual elements, but that's also the case for, like...
Video games.
So, I don't know.
I think something like, because I've been watching, like, some retrospectives on Sly Cooper, and I feel like that one is, like, very adaptable to a movie, or especially a TV show format, because it's, like, inspired by, like, cartoons from, like, that era in, like, the 90s.
You know what? I feel like a lot of video games would do better as TV shows rather than movies because there's more time to develop shit. Like, that's why... I feel like that's why a lot of movie adaptations fail, because they just don't have the time to include all of the important stuff.
Yeah, like, with Ratchet and Clank, like, they say, like, oh, he's a Lombax, he's the last one, and it's like...
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is it? It goes nowhere in the movie, but in a show you could, like, develop that and play around with it a bit. Or say something like Sonic Boom or Sonic X, honestly, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sonic X is a good show.
I remember watching Sonic X, and it was... I disagree, I don't think it's a good show, but
the first
at least,
season's bad, but it gets better.
Okay, to be fair, I only watched the first season.
After the first season, it starts to focus way less on Chris and his family, and more
thank God.
Like, the second season is very distinctly based on the plot of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, so they introduce, like, Shadow and Chaos and, like...
Yeah.
So they're, like, actually adapting from a thing and not just, here's Eggman's big robot thing of the week, you know? It's actually, like, an arc going on.
Yeah. I always hate it when they have some sort of, like, fantastical thing, like,
and then they
Sonic...
Then they go through a portal.
No, it's not even that. I just hate it when there's human characters, like, from our world involved in any way. No one cares. I think, like, who the fuck is gonna watch Sonic X and be like, yeah, my favorite character is Chris? No one cares. I do not understand why they do that.
My favorite character in Sonic X is, Chris's wacky inventor grandfather.
He might be a cool character, not in a Sonic show.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Why do all, like, kids shows have, like, a wacky inventor character who always has, like, a bow tie or, like, a white lab coat, and they're like, ooh, I'm a wacky scientist. Why is that a recurring trope?
There's definitely one of those in Transformers Rescue Bots.
Why is, like, every other character in a TV show, like, a wacky inventor? Like, how many wacky inventors have you met in your lifetime? Huh? Exactly.
I'm not friends with very many old people, and they're usually old people. They're usually like grandpas or like uncles or like dads or something.
How many friends of your parents, like, are inventors?
You know what? My dad's kind of an inventor.
Really?
Yeah, he's a research scientist. He doesn't invent objects, he develops code. For, like, he, like, programs stuff, but he still, like, developed and came up with the idea and made it work.
I'm talking, like a dude who makes,
like things exploding?
Yeah, it would, like, be, like, the family, like, arguing in the living room, and there'd be, like, an explosion. They're like, oh, there goes Uncle Fester, or whatever. Uncle Fester.
Ew, God. Uncle Fester?
That's a character from the Addams Family.
Like an open wound?
Yeah, that's a character from the Addams Family.
I guess he's a wacky inventor now.
Well, you know, he is played by Christopher Lloyd, who was Doc from Back to the Future. So that kind of works.
Oh, I don't know, I just hate it when human characters are introduced in a series that should not have them. Like, no one cares about the human characters, I promise you.
I way prefer it in Sonic stuff when, like, Eggman is the only human, just inexplicably.
Yes, that's so funny! What is that? Why?
It's just one human and it's Eggman.
It's just Eggman.
It's, you know what, no, it's Eggman and the President of the United States.
Yes!
Because for some reason he's there sometimes, and he's, like, friends with Sonic and Shadow. Remember, like Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, like, there's a bit where, like,
oh, yeah,
the president looks on his desk and there's just a framed picture of Sonic and Shadow.
They're friends. They're a squad.
They met at GSA.
Oh my god.
So, look, okay. Can we agree on this? Every Sonic character is, like, queer. Like, supremely gay. In some way.
I'm trying to think of a character that's not.
I've heard arguments that Vector is a cishet, and I disagree with that.
No,
absolutely not. He
No.
is so fucking gay for SBO, it's not even funny.
I enjoy,
Charmy's trans. No, like, because, like,
Sonic Team said trans rights.
Well, no, I've heard this theory that, like, Charmy Bee is trans because only female bees have stingers, and he's a boy.
I don't think boy bees exist.
Well, there you go, he's trans.
Yeah. Hey, Bear.
Oh, hey, Bear.
Did you hear Bear making bear noises and then leave my room?
No, I just heard the door open and you look over, like, horrified that someone has interrupted our podcast space.
Disturbing my inner sanctum. No,
Also,
it's Bear. He came in, made like a noise, and then left.
That's so on brand for him.
Yeah. Classic Bear.
Also, to be clear, I went to bed at like 12 last night because I was watching a bunch of Sly Cooper retrospectives.
Cool.
So, I did not get up until like... I woke up at like 8 this morning and I was like, fuck no, and fuck this. Like, I got like 8 hours of sleep, but I'm like, this is not enough, so I didn't go to class today.
Oh no.
I skipped class. I was like, I'm too tired. I just want to stay in bed, so I'm wearing PJs.
God, I stayed up. I went to hang out with, Sasha, Tyler, and I went over to our friend's house last night and played Smash for a bit. And we came home at, like, midnight, and I didn't go to sleep until, like, 2:30 in the morning. And I woke up early and did homework and went to class. So that's like real different.
Yeah, we went completely opposite directions, apparently, with our evenings and mornings.
Yeah. Talking about Tyler said something about wanting to get gyros, and I was like, gyros? Like gyro gear loose? And Tyler's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, he's a character from Ducktales, don't worry about it. And Tyler's like, oh, is he the big one? I'm like, no, that's Launchpad.
The big one. Hey, Mr. McD.
The big stupid one.
Hey, Mr. McD.
Don't hit the Cadillac, Mr. McD.
Don't hit the Cadillac, Mr. McD.
Why is Launchpad not the one driving in this
I was
scenario?
gonna say, yeah, it would be
That's
more...
literally his job.
And honestly, he would be the one who'd be hitting the Cadillac. Don't hit the Cadillac, Launchpad.
David Tennant Duck is like, what am I paying you for?
What am I paying you for? Don't hit the Cadillac, you wee buffoon.
Haggis.
You wee buffoon.
I really enjoy it when Scrooge says, bless me bagpipes. I think it's real
bagpipes.
cute.
Cuss me
I think
kilts.
it's real cute. Curse me kilts is good too.
Yeah.
God, I love Scrooge McDuck. He's so funny.
So good. I love him.
He's very cute in like a shitty old man kind of way.
Yeah.
What a fantastic character. He's the reason anime exists.
What?
Hey, I'm not kidding.
There's a part of me that really wants to know what you're talking about, but there's another part of me that just wants to leave it there, have no context for what you just said, and just go through my life thinking, Scrooge McDuck invented anime. What does it mean?
Scrooge McDuck didn't craft anime with his bare hands. He didn't invent anime.
I worked up from my status as a poor boy in the streets of Scotland, and I worked my way up to inventing the concept of anime.
Scrooge McDuck built his fortune by doing furry commissions. Which then later led to him inventing anime.
Yeah.
Do you actually want to know why Scrooge McDuck is the reason anime exists? I feel like I've told you this before.
You've probably told me, but I super don't remember.
Let me look up something really quick just because I need to remember the guy's name.
Uh-huh. Is it Carl Banks?
No, hold on. Okay. That's right. Okay, so are you familiar with Astro Boy, like, in any way?
Yeah. They made a movie a couple years ago that was apparently no good.
So Astro Boy is, like, widely considered one of the first, like, anime series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but culturally speaking, that's kind of, like, I don't know, like, it's, like, one of those facts that's probably isn't true, but is true enough, I guess.
Yeah, like, it's just been around, like, so much.
Like, the whole, like, oh, Christopher Columbus discovered America. Obviously, that's not true. But, like, that's kind of... That's a very, very, very extremely watered-down version of what actually happened.
Yeah.
So, Astro Boy is widely considered as being one of the first anime series. And the creator of Astro Boy's name is Osamu Tezuka. And he was, really close with or very, inspired by the guy who designed Scrooge McDuck's character. I'm gonna look up who that is just so I'm not entirely talking out my ass. I want to be as accurate as possible. Okay, yeah, it was Carl Banks. So, yeah, so Osamu Tezuka and Carl Banks were, I'm not sure if they were, I think they were friends, because I remember seeing, like, pictures of, like, literally Christmas cards that they would send each other, like, of Scrooge McDuck and Astro Boy, like, hanging out and, like, hugging and shit.
Huh.
Really cute, honestly. But, Osamu Tezuka was very inspired by the way that Carl Banks drew Scrooge McDuck's eyes, that kind of, like, tall, like, semicircle look. Mm-hmm. It's like an oblong, like, eye shape, and he incorporated that element of Scrooge McDuck's design into the way that he drew Astro Boy. And a lot of like the anime like style developed from Astro Boy and became like what we know now as being anime. So, literally speaking, Scrooge McDuck is the reason anime exists. Through like, it's like a domino effect, but isn't that like...
That's crazy.
Isn't that like super interesting?
Yeah. Thanks, Scrooge.
Yeah, thanks, Scrooge.
You created
But also, no thanks, Scrooge.
You created Tyler.
Oh my god, Scrooge McDuck gave birth to my partner.
Oh no!
Oh no.
He came right out of my corkscrew penis. I'm
Corkscrew.
sorry.
Okay, you cut out for a second. I was like, what word was there?
Corkscrew.
I thought you said micro penis.
Scrooge McDuck has a micro penis. Confirmed.
I don't like thinking about that, thank you.
Yeah, me neither.
I know I have like an intro that I use, but I need to like save the actual words to my phone just to remind me.
Yeah.
There we go, okay.
I mean, we're only like episode 2, so like, it's fine that you don't have the intro memorized yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just make the grossest noise you can. Why were you getting like right into the mic?
I'm trying to like swallow really grossly into the mic, but I don't think you'll be able to hear it with the pop filter.
Gorsh.
Gorsh. Welcome to Best Boys.
Did you like the
We're
thing
gonna
I
talk
said?
about movies.
Did you like the thing I sent you on Tumblr this morning of Donald giving Goofy a bouquet of roses?
Yes, that's very cute.
It was very cute, and he's like
Donald's
blushing,
so
and
nice.
he's like, "Oh, baka."
Yeah. Donald Duck is like textbook tsundere. I hate it. I hate that he is.
Don't.
I mean, his uncle invented anime, so like.
Don't think this means I like you, baka.
But it would sound more like. Oh, I hated that.
That's the best Donald Duck I could possibly muster.
I used to be able to make. I think I could say like one word in Donald Duck's voice, but I don't remember what it was, and I'm not gonna try it on air.
I was really hoping you remembered what the word was. I was really hoping it was gonna be something like scrumptious or like just some awful word.
Yeah, moist. I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
I'm not ready. Okay.
What?
I have a goof. I have a bit that I want to do.
Oh, I'm excited. I really want to know what this goof is.
I have to prepare mentally.
Oh my god, I'm so ready. Do I need to close my eyes and like
No,
look
you're
away?
good.
I'm excited.
No, I'm gonna interpretive dance the intro, Jessie.
No, I thought you were gonna like pull out like a prop or whatever.
Oh no. Just like put Bear up to the mic and so he just goes like
gross. I'm very excited.
Bear, do you want to be on our podcast?
Yeah,
Bear doesn't really bark, he just makes like mouth noises.
Yeah.
So if he was a guest on our podcast, we would just have some really horrible audio.
God.
Okay.
Let's hear this bit.
Now you put me on the spot.
No, I'm excited.
Hello everybody and welcome to Best Boy. Just do the entire podcast in Goofy's voice.
For listeners at home, Leo told me he was going to do a very good goof to start off the podcast.
I did use the word goof. As soon as that exited my mouth, I was like,
yeah.
Two on the nose.
He did say goof. And yeah, it's apparently he's going to do the intro as Goofy. So without further ado, introing the podcast, Goofy.
Gorsh. It's an honor to be here. Thanks for having me on your show.
Wow, Goofy, I'm so glad you can make it.
Thanks for having me, Jessie.
So, how are you doing? How are you doing, Goofy?
My second wife left me.
Oh,
She took Maxie.
Oh no, she took Max in the divorce?
She took Max in the divorce, Jessie. I don't know what to do.
Oh no, Goofy, I'm very sorry to hear that. That's awful.
She robbed me blind. I don't even have money for a divorce lawyer.
What are we
I'm actually on here to plug my Etsy store.
Everyone donate. Everyone drop $10 in Goofy's Cash App. See what happens.
I'll block you. I'll block you immediately afterwards. Donate to my Patreon.
His GoFundMe. No,
GoFundMe to get Max back.
Goofy has an Indiegogo. Oh,
hey guys, it's me, Leo. Goofy had to go.
He had to go hunt down his wife.
His, I guess now ex-wife.
Now ex-wife, of course.
His second ex-wife.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I'm glad you liked that. That was real good.
I'm like actually crying. It's so funny. He dropped the microphone again.
What does that sound like when you're editing? Because I've never like heard it.
It's not that loud. It's mostly just like a little bit of a, like it's kind of like a little bit of a thump.
Can you like see it fall? I'm not very well lit, like at all.
I can see it fall a little bit. Oh Jesus, that was very funny.
Yeah, that was real good.
Oh my god.
I think that made it into the podcast. I think we should leave that. We might have to splice it somewhere in the middle, but...
Oh yeah, but oh my god, that was very good. I'm very glad you did that, Goof, Leah. We should bring Goofy onto the podcast another time. We should like
Bear!
do
you want to be in the podcast? Come here.
Oh my fucking god.
Come here and make a noise. Did you hear anything?
Oh, I sure did.
Really?
I heard and then
Great. Sasha, your dog's famous. I'm gonna go back and close my door, not necessarily because I mind Bear, it's because I'm yelling and I think Sasha's watching TV or something, so I don't want to be rude. Give me 1 second.
Oh my god.
Hello everybody and welcome to Best Boys Podcast, a show by film students, but not just for film students. I'm your host, Leo.
and I'm Goofy.
You were gonna say Jessie.
I was gonna say Jessie. I was
You were
so ready
definitely
to
just
say
like gonna
Jessie.
say Jessie in the Goofy voice. Full disclosure, Jessie is extremely ill and sounds like Goofy for some reason.
It's a horrible disease.
For the record, I don't think you have a very good Goofy impression.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. My dysphoria is immeasurably better now that you've told me my Goofy voice fucking stinks.
I would go with sucks.
No, stinks is funnier.
You know those memes where it's like broke versus woke?
Broke sucks. Woke stinks.
I saw one, and rather than broke versus woke, it was
tired and wired.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. It was stinky and thinky. It was really
I
funny.
love that one. Yeah, I love
fun.
stinky and thinky.
What is our itinerary for today, co-host O mine?
I thought you had an I thought you were making the itinerary.
That is my MO. I mean, basically, I just wanted to record again because I got a new project for my storyboarding class that I wanted to talk about. And did you say that you had something that you wanted to talk about? Or
I had a little something I wanted to talk about, or a little thing we can maybe try tacking on.
We can do it at the beginning because I feel like I'm gonna talk about projects and it might take a bit, so we can do yours.
I feel like mine might be better to like close out with, or like wind down with. Maybe I feel like yours is more interesting.
Okay, sure. It's probably a little bit more like relevant to the podcast, I guess, because it's like film projects. That's our whole thing.
That's true.
That's
yeah.
what we do. That's what the universe created us for. To talk about film projects. Yeah. We're cutting that.
Yeah.
So basically, for my storyboarding class, we got assigned our midterm already, even though it's like still pretty early in the semester. But it's supposed to take like a month to do, so by the time it's due, it'll be like everybody else's midterms, which is like not great. I'm not a huge fan of that, but whatever. What is that face for?
I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Because of midterms or just cause?
No, just cause. I think it's
Just
just
for
acid.
fun.
No, just acid reflux because we can leave this in, I guess. So this is a fun little development in the life of Jessie. I've not been sleeping very well lately. I don't know why. But like I've been getting like very like heavy sleep and like weird ass dreams and shit. But like, so I'm like staying in REM sleep. So I'm like sleeping very heavily for like a while. The problem is whenever I wake up, I'm like, like I'm super groggy and I'm like very tired and I like just don't want to do anything and my like mouth is very dry.
Yeah, being woken up when you're in the middle of REM sleep is like, you are not well rested at all, because like, you know how
Really?
like the sleep
Okay.
cycles work?
Mm-hmm.
So like REM sleep is like down here, and then when you cycle back up through the sleep cycles, you're supposed to wake up once you're at like it's almost like hills and valleys. You're supposed to wake up when you're at the top of a hill so you feel well rested. But if you skip that and go back down into REM sleep, if you get woken up when you're there, you will not be well rested because you're still in the middle of that.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's like a reason for it.
So I've always woken up, like not always, but most of the time whenever I wake up, I'm like waking up like in REM sleep.
Okay.
So like that's like a usual thing for me, but only recently has it been like affecting my like ability to feel like functional as a human being.
Yeah, I definitely had problems with that like all throughout high school, but it's not as bad anymore, I don't think. So I think I'm the opposite. Also, just for the record, don't at me, but I think it's REM sleep that's supposed to be the lowest point, or it might also be just called deep sleep. There's different stages, and I took a psychology class like 3 or 4 years ago, so I don't remember the exact terms, but I have the
Same
basic
here.
concept. Don't at me.
Yeah. So anyway, a very fun thing. So I have to take. I can leave this in. I'm on antidepressants.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like just a little detail about me as a person. And I have to take those in the morning because my doctor told me that like if you take them at night, it like will make you kind of like sort of jittery a little bit, so it'll be like hard to fall asleep.
Oh,
So
that
it's like
sounds awful.
yeah, so it's better to like take it in the morning so you have like that kind of boost of energy like during the day as opposed to like having that like at night when you're trying to like sleep and shit.
Yeah.
So I think the only real rule with it is you're not supposed to take it with like alcohol, which is
Oh,
also
yeah.
like just a good rule of thumb in general. Like don't drink alcohol in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. The water in my apartment is very like bad. It smells like chlorine. I don't know if there's chlorine in it, but it smells like chlorine, and I feel like that's a problem. And it's not very tasty. So, the long and the short of it is, I just keep like a little solo cup, a red solo cup, by my bed, like full of just fucking soda. And I take my medicine with that. So I just drink soda like first thing in the morning now. Which isn't great because I wake up with like a very dry, like crusty ass mouth. Like my tongue is like usually when I wake up my tongue's like white.
Oh God.
Yeah, it sucks. I think I'm snoring is the thing. I think
You
I have like
ashy tongue.
yeah, it's crazy. So like I'll wake up and basically the first thing I drink in the morning is fucking like cherry cola or whatever.
Yeah, that's not super good for you.
Yeah, it's so that's why I've been like so fucking gassy lately. So yeah, that's just a fun little thing. So now I'm just kind of like I didn't even throw up in my mouth. It was just a little bit of like a it just went up in my throat a little bit and went back down.
That still sucks.
Yeah, just like a very tiny amount, like about this much, just didn't even get into my mouth. Just up my throat and back down it went. And that's just my life right now, and that's just the tea, babes.
The tea of
Yeah.
my horrible, horrible throat.
So that's where I'm at. Anyway, continue with your thing.
Yeah. So,
Just took a fucking 10-minute little rant about
here's
my
how my
agenda.
throat's doing.
Here's how my entire body is doing in the morning.
Here's how my throat, mouth, and brain is doing every morning.
Yeah, I kind of want to, like, I really wish that, like, I had the money and, like, insurance for, like, an actual fucking psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever, instead of just, like, what I can get through my school.
Yeah.
Because I would literally be so interested to see, like, what an actual, like, practicer of medicine, like, makes of my head.
Yeah.
Not even in, like, a I'm crazy ooh kind of way, but in just a, like, what's up with you, you know?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, just, like, yeah, just sort of a, like, why are you the way that you are? You know, like, what's up with your, like, REM sleep thing? What's up with your, like, are you snoring in the middle of the night? I would love to do, like, a sleep study or whatever, like.
Yeah, sleep studies sound cool.
Yeah. Just to, like, see, like, you know, am I in REM sleep? Like, how often am I in REM sleep? Like, how often do I remember, like, what I dream? Like, little things like that. Like, I think that's, like, interesting. Anyway.
Some sleep studies you can, like, get paid for, too, so that's neat.
That's true, yeah.
Yep.
And I could use that.
I see posters around campus or around, like, around town sometimes, and they'll be like, it'll be like, do you use marijuana, and are you between the ages of blah and blah? I'm like, nice try, cops.
That's funny.
It's like, be a part of this sleep study, blah, blah, blah. We're studying the effects of marijuana in, like, college students or whatever. I'm like, nice try, officer. You'll never catch me.
Dude, that fucking guy on Grindr who wanted to do meth with me.
Yeah. Hey, do you use methamphetamines?
Hey, do you do fucking...
No.
Do you do fucking meth? Come on, everyone likes to get high. That's what he said.
That dude really did say that, huh?
Yeah, he really said, like, he said, I said, no, I don't do meth. I'm clean. And he said, do you smoke weed? Come on, everyone likes to get high. And I'm like,
one, that's not true.
That's
Two,
not true.
Like, dude, that's real peer pressure. You don't even know
yeah,
this
that's
person.
weird. Like,
You are not peers.
I literally just messaged you and was like, hey, you're cute. And he's like, hey, you want to...
I want to do meth.
Do you want to snort meth into your nose?
Is that how you do meth?
I don't know. I think you smoke it. I don't... Honestly, you know what? I don't know. My only understanding of meth comes from Breaking Bad, and they show different things. Like, some people, like, snort meth, like cocaine, and some people smoke meth, like pot, like in a bong. So I don't know. Are you Googling it?
Yeah. Swallowing, snorting, smoking, and booty bumping.
I've heard about booty bumping. Oh, no.
Is that when you, like, put it in your ass? Oh, no. This article says, there are two ways this works. In the first, think turkey baster. No. No.
I never should the words think turkey baster be used in any context ever.
Unless you are literally making a turkey.
Yeah.
Basically, you mix up crystal meth in water, and then pump it into your ass. Or you push a small shard or a fingertip covered with powdered crystal into your butt. Why are people like this?
Sounds bad, Todd.
Yeah, that's horrible. So basically, for my storyboarding class, for the first, like, part of the class, we basically did just, like, exercises where we were like, oh, like, analyze these storyboards and point out, like, the line of action in the characters, or, like, the perspective grid, or whatever. Like, real basic stuff. And for this midterm project, we're supposed to take a script and make a storyboard out of it, having no visuals to work with. And the script that we're supposed to be working on, that she suggested that we do, she said that we could do another movie if we wanted to, but she gave us, like, she found, like, the entire script for this movie online and was like, okay, here's something that you can work from, but if you can find another script, you can use that. Nice.
Thanks.
So the movie that she gave us was Amadeus, and I have not seen the movie, and
Rock me, Amadeus.
What?
Rock Me Amadeus.
Yep.
That's the only thing I know about it, which isn't even from the movie.
It's just that song's music video. We have to make a storyboard. No, it's like the movie from the 80s.
It's a good music video.
We have to work in pairs, so the girl that I'm working with, she has not seen it either, and we were reading through the script. We decided that it would be best to just stick with this script, because if we used a movie that we've already seen, we would already have the visuals and like what the staging and the characters look like in our heads. So if we went ahead and just used a script from a movie that we had never seen, we could just like, I feel like we could come up with things more organically, and we could just like not even have an image in our head to work from. We could just like come up with our own shit. And from what I read of the script, it's pretty good. I enjoy it. Like I think it'll be really, really cool to work with. And reading the script makes me want to watch the movie, but I can't until after the project because I haven't drawn anything yet. We haven't like brainstormed what this board is going to look like, so I have to wait like a month to watch this movie. And
Nice.
what's probably going to happen is like me and my partner for the project are going to like work on this. We're going to be working on and working with this script and these characters in this movie so much that by the end of the project, we're going to fucking hate this movie and we're never going to have ever seen it. So that's interesting.
I was going to say that, like, it's probably going to be a situation where, like, you go to watch the movie and you're going to get to that scene that you're storyboarded and you're going to think, like, mine's better.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Which is something that, like, happens with me a lot when I'm, like, especially with, like, sequels for things. Like, I came up basically with, like, an idea in my head for, like, Back to the Future 4.
Okay.
And, like, if they ever make an actual Back to the Future 4, it's never gonna be as good as the Back to the Future 4 I came up with in my head, you know?
The one in your head?
Yeah, the one in my head that doesn't exist. But it's gonna be better than whatever they make with, like, fucking 90-year-old Doc Brown and, like, 50-year-old Marty McFly with, fucking Parkinson's.
Yeah, I don't think they would make a Back to the Future 4, so you could just have the good one in your head.
Ultimately, the Back to the Future 4 in my head does not have Marty or Doc as main characters.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah.
Plot twist, your idea for Back to the Future 4 is literally just the show Rick and Morty.
Hate that.
I haven't read the entire script for Amadeus yet, so we don't really have too much of an idea of what scene we're gonna board. We don't have to do the whole movie, thank God. We have to analyze the movie, and we have to talk about, like, the story points of the movies, like, who's the antagonist, and, like, what is the motivator for the main character, and, like, all that kind of stuff. What is the inciting moment? Blah, blah, blah. But, like... Stop!
I want to. It's getting worse.
It sounds like you're forcing it.
I'm really not. I mean, it's like, it's kind of forced of just like, I need to burp and I just need to get this out.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
It's that kind of like forced burp. It's like a, oh god.
I want to talk about my next ceramics project really quick, just for funsies, and then we could do the thing that you wanted to talk about.
Okay,
and
cool.
then we can call it. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with film, but I'm in a ceramics class this semester, and I'm, like, real pumped about it. I got all 17 of my little boys from my last project out of the kiln. None of them broke.
Good.
They all survived, and
They live.
They live. There's only one person in class that had something break, and I think it was just one. So I don't know what happened, but that's pretty good for, like, how many vessels we stuck in the kiln, so that's cool. But for our new project, we're supposed to be, for those of you at home, and you too, Jessie, my teacher was inspired by a piece by Judy Chicago named The Dinner Party, and it's like a triangle, like, table sort of thing, and each place setting is, like, supposed to represent a historical, like, female figure. Like, there's one of, like, George O'Keeffe, there's, like, some prehistoric women, there's, like, all kinds of stuff. It's really, really neat. And each place setting is, like a cup, a bowl, a plate, and, like, a placemat, and it has, like, artwork and stuff that's supposed to, like, represent these people for, like, what they did or, like, what they accomplished. So it's pretty neat. And she said that for this project, we have to design and make the vessels for a place setting, and it has to be conceptually driven. Like, it has to be a place setting in order to like commemorate a person or talk about like an event or like I don't know. It has to have some meaning behind it rather than just like I made some bowls because I need bowls at home kind of thing. And she showed us like different ways to like because she showed us how to make cups and then she showed us for our demo for class how to make like bowls and like plates and how to make like smaller things on the wheel. And she was like, okay, does anybody have any questions for like other vessels that they would need to make that isn't just like a bowl or a cup? And I was like, a bong? She kind of rolled her eyes a bit, but she did explain to me how to make a bong.
That's so funny. I like that she
cool.
rolled your eyes. That she rolled her eyes at you. That's so funny.
Everybody in class laughed, so I'm taking that as a victory.
Nice.
She's like not that much older than us. I think she's like a grad student or like has just graduated. So like, she's not like some shitty old lady that's gonna be like, weed is bad. She's like cool. She probably smokes weed, but
that's fun.
But I straight up asked my teacher how to make a bong in class, so that was cool. And I think I'm gonna do my place setting about like dedicated to like the LGBT community because I'm gay and I want everybody to know that I'm gay. But
You should make a rainbow bong.
I should make a rainbow bong. That would be dope. I want to make a bong with like an alligator wrapped around it.
Better yet, rainbow bong, but the alligator wrapped around it is in the color of the trans flag.
Aw, that'd be cute.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we were like brainstorming stuff in class. Also, I remembered last episode, or maybe it was the pilot, I mentioned some guy that was supposed to be visiting our class, a ceramics artist, and I forgot what his name was. His name is Adam Fields, and I wanted to like credit him on this. Did you leave that part in? Because I listened to part of the first episode earlier today.
Yeah, I don't think I left the part in of like you couldn't find his Instagram.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so there's a bit I cut that like Leo couldn't find his Instagram.
Okay, but the artist that's supposed to be visiting my class, his name is Adam Field, and his Instagram is Adam Field Pottery. If you want to check him out, he makes very cool stuff and very big pots. They're very very fun. Also, cool. His Instagram is just cool. It's like him and like nice food and like pictures of him hanging out with like his grandkids and stuff. It's nice. He seems like
that's
a cool
nice.
Dude. Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. But anyway, so that's basically what I've been assigned to do in class. What did you want to talk about?
So I have a concept, and I want to run it by you.
Okay.
But I'm also springing it on you at the last minute, so it's a sneak attack.
Okay, cool. Hit me.
Jessie has a problem with buying Blu-rays. What has she bought recently?
Okay, so this is a new segment.
Yes!
Oh, fantastic!
So
I love segments where we put one of the co-hosts on blast.
Yeah, okay. So, for those who don't know, which is probably everyone, I have a very bad problem with buying Blu-rays. I'm a Blu-ray buying addict. It's a whole thing. I have too many Blu-rays. I literally have, like, I haven't counted recently. I have somewhere, it's over 100.
Over 100 Blu-rays, okay.
It is over 100 movies on Blu-ray. I think it might be over 150 at this point. But it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of movies. So,
that's an impressive collection, but a lot of the movies that you get on Blu-ray are, like, not Blu-ray worthy.
They're really not. So that's
you get weird movies on Blu-ray.
Yes. So there's some movies. So one of my favorite things about Blu-rays is like the things that don't make it onto Blu-ray but should, and the things that do instead. So like a movie like say like Ferdinand the Bull is available on Blu-ray, but say like I don't know, something like say one of my favorite movies is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, not on Blu-ray.
It's
Prince
not,
of Egypt. Prince of Egypt, not on Blu-ray.
Why is Prince of Egypt not on Blu-ray? That's like supposed to be a really fantastic movie.
A lot of DreamWorks movies are not on Blu-ray, especially their older stuff.
Weird.
Madagascar isn't on Blu-ray. I don't think B-Movie is. Neither is Monsters vs. Aliens. Like, Road to El Dorado, nope.
Weird.
Lots of Nickelodeon stuff isn't there either, like the Rugrats movie. Interestingly, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, and Alien Invaders, not on Blu-ray. Cyber Chase is on Blu-ray.
Okay.
So only one of that, 4 series is there. So that's just weird, I think.
So what Blu-rays did you obtain recently, my friend?
So, recently, I obtained some Blu-rays because recently it was Christmas. It was Christmas and also my birthday, and also we had a little Christmas at your place.
Yeah, it was cool.
So, and I got, did I get a Blu-ray from that? I don't think I did. I think I got a DVD
Sasha and I got
that.
you a DVD, but I don't think it was a Blu-ray.
It wasn't a Blu-ray, no. I put it in a Blu-ray case because I hated the way Scooby-Doo movies do this sometimes, where they put, multiple discs in, one single slot, stacked on top of each other.
Okay, I didn't know that was a uniquely Scooby-Doo movie thing. That's interesting.
They do that sometimes. So you got me Scooby-Doo Where Are You, the 2 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
On DVD. And the discs, when you open it up, it's just the 3 discs stacked on top of one another. Not a little thing
that
where you can slide it like a
bad
book.
For scratching and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
not very good for the discs. It's I don't think it's even cheaper to keep them that way. It's just a very weird thing that Scooby-Doo does sometimes.
Weird.
Or Warner Brothers in general do that, but I think it's specifically Scooby-Doo and Hanna-Barbera stuff, which is weird. But in any event, I put it in a Blu-ray case because of course I did.
Yeah.
To make it fit in the collection a bit.
Tyler likes to get even if Tyler downloads digital Switch games, she wants to get an empty Switch game box and print out the artwork to make it look like she has it in a physical form. Just to show off her collection of games. Even if she doesn't have the physical version, she still has that game.
Yeah,
it's just
I feel
not in a cartridge, it's just on the console.
You know what? I think I should do that with Happy Death Day because I have that on iTunes and not on Blu-ray. So I think maybe I should just get the empty Blu-ray case of Happy Death Day and just say, "Oh, I have it. It's just on my computer."
Yeah.
That's fun.
I could never be the type of person that does that just because I collect things, but it's not an active collection. I just I collect Transformers toys, but most of them were gifts. Most of them were oh yeah, I saw this character and I know you like Transformers, so I got it for you.
Yeah.
My collections are very passive, I think.
Yeah, mine are active, but they're not. They shouldn't be active because I don't have enough money to keep this going. But I'm a fucking addict.
So you said that you put you said that you got stuff for Christmas. Did you get something recently, within the last week or so, or are you just talking about Christmas stuff?
No, I figured that for the first installment of this segment, this very good segment, this very good segment, we'll call it Jessie's Blu-ray haul. Or something, I don't know.
I really liked the clapping of Jessie buys too many Blu-rays.
Many Blu-rays.
That's
what
good.
has she bought recently?
We're gonna have to remember that.
Yeah, it's fun.
And by that I mean you're gonna have to remember that.
Yeah.
It's your segment.
It's my segment, and I'll just spring it on you randomly and startle you with it. I'm not even gonna tell you about to go Blu-ray shopping. I'm just gonna startle you with with that little theme song, with that little jingle.
That sounds good. I should come up with some fun segments.
You should come up with some fun segments. Yeah, so I got the movie Hoodwinked on Blu-ray, which I watched recently, and I love that movie. I love the movie a lot.
You really do. You really love the movie Hoodwinked, and
I love the movie Hoodwinked.
It's really funny because I feel like most people don't like that movie.
It's a mixed bag of nuts. I think Hoodwinked is a very good movie. I think if it looked better, if the animation team behind it was say a Pixar or a DreamWorks or something, it would be considered a classic. But because
I'm inclined to agree with you because I feel like part of your complaints about that movie is just how ugly it is.
It is not very good looking. I think maybe by the standards of the time it came out, it looks okay. But by today's standards, it's a PlayStation 2 cutscene, you know?
Yeah.
It's not great.
I still have not seen the movie, but you said the writing for it is really good and really funny, right?
The writing is hilarious. It's sort of a very modern sense of humor, in a fantasy setting. Which I feel like it doesn't work very well in Shrek, personally, for me at least. Like, it doesn't work super great in Shrek, but I feel like it works better here because they embrace more of a, like the funny little animal characters who live in the woods. They just have cars. But only
funny.
Sometimes. Like, there's
just,
a bit where, like,
inexplicably have cars.
there's a bit where, like, the wolf is chasing Red, and he's like, "Oh, we'll never catch her. Taxi!" And he, like, just waves down a taxi and just drives him through the forest. The spooky
really funny.
wolf
It's like
forest.
it's like it doesn't explain what's going on, but in like a very self-aware kind of way. Like, yeah, we know it's bullshit. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, it's very fun. It has a very silly sense of humor. Everyone's like a weird, interesting, like kind of character. Like, Red Riding Hood is like into jujitsu and whatever. Like, she's
I
like
remember
a black
that.
belt.
I remember seeing that in like the trailer for the movie.
The wolf is like an investigative journalist. The lumberjack is like is a commercial actor who wants to yodel in an a cappella group. Like, it's just
Is
like
that
very.
Patrick Warburton?
No, Patrick Warburton's the wolf.
Oh, okay.
Jim Belushi's the lumberjack.
Okay.
He's not even a lumberjack. He's just an actor who's playing a lumberjack in a commercial for Paul's Bunyan Cream, which is very good.
That's very clever. I hate how clever that is.
Right? Yeah. I'll say that the twist of who the villain is, who's stealing Granny's goodie recipes, is like very predictable. I like, that's another complaint I have of, like, the mystery isn't very good because it's immediately obvious who the bad guy is. But
I guess spoiler alert, but like, who is it?
It's the rabbit.
Oh, okay.
There's a little rabbit that Red meets early on, and like, there's just a lot of like, yeah, well, maybe someday we can all work for, you know, someone who, you know, has like a goodie operation going on, you know. And they're just like, yeah, okay, Boingo, you good, Boingo.
Boingo.
Yeah, his name's Boingo, and like, I think that's where like all the apparently the film has a lot of analysis going for it of like how it's like anti-capitalism.
Yeah, I think you told me that, and then the creators were like, no, it's not that deep.
Nah, but okay,
Cool.
They're like, that's interesting. It wasn't intentional, but sure. Because like, he's like a weird like capitalist rabbit who wants to create his own like he wants to create his own monopoly corporation over all of like the goodies in the forest or whatever.
Wow.
It's interesting. It's a fun movie. It's very
That does
silly.
sound like vaguely anti-capitalist. I looked up images of the movie because it does not sit in my head. It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's really not.
It's very plastic.
Yeah, like,
It's very plastic, especially in motion, and the lip movements aren't great at times, I feel.
and I feel like some of the designs just aren't great. Like, I think Jim Belushi's character looks pretty interesting. The wolf looks like shit. I'm sorry. The wolf is literally just like some weird. It's like somebody's like really bad drug addict persona. It's just like a really skinny wolf wearing a blue hoodie.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for. There's a part of me watching it recently, I feel like they might have been trying to code the wolf as black.
Weird.
Because, like, he has the hoodie, and, like, he says, like, oh, it's always the wolf, isn't it? Or whatever, like, why is the wolf always the bad guy? But they don't really do anything with it. It's only, like, very subtle, like, kind of, like, hints to, okay, why are you doing this?
Especially if it's Patrick Warburton. That is a white man.
Which is a very, like, it's, like, the whitest voice actor you could get.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Although, I will say, one of my favorite goofs in the movie is, there's a goat that Red meets on her way to Granny's house. And, the goat's thing is, like, he lives on top of the hill, and he, like, knows his way around, like, the little mine carts and whatever, and, like, the shafts and whatever. Like, all the tunnels that could potentially lead to, like, Granny's house. And a witch... A mountain witch put a spell on him 37 years ago, so now he can only sing everything he says.
A mountain witch.
A mountain witch, they say.
Yeah, you know, classic mountain witch.
So she's just like, can you stop singing? And he goes, no, I can't, wish I could, but a mountain witch done put a spell on me 37 years ago. And now I gotta sing every word I say.
He sounds like a
He's
character
playing a
that would
little
not be
banjo.
out of place in Back at the Barnyard.
He's so funny. Like, he has, like, a full-on musical number about how he has, like, a bunch of different, like, horns to put on his head, so he's always prepared. It's very fun.
Huh.
I love
okay.
Hoodwinked. I really recommend Hoodwinked. That's a fun time. Less of a fun time, the movie Blind Spotting, which I bought recently. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So I will report back about
Cool.
the movie Blind Spotting. Have you heard of this movie?
I feel like I'm thinking of the wrong one. Explain to me what it is, and I'll let you know if I've heard of it.
So Blind Spotting is it's Daveed Diggs who played Jefferson in Hamilton.
Yeah, he was on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I'm familiar with him a little bit.
Oh, cool. Okay. So he plays like he's a convicted felon. He has like 3 days left on parole or something, and he sees a black cop or a white cop kill a black guy.
Oh, that's like, is it the ghost one?
I don't think there's a ghost.
Okay, never mind.
Maybe there's a ghost. I don't know. But like, it's sort of, he has this struggle of like, do I speak up and testify or whatever? Because like that could like lead to repercussions for my family and also for me because like I'm a criminal and whatever.
Yeah.
And also he has like a white friend who's like causing a lot of trouble for him, like personally. Because he's just like a crazy white guy who wants to like live on the edge. And
Yeah.
apparently it's just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it sounds like they cover some pretty like heavy shit.
Yeah,
but in, like, a good
apparently
way?
it is like they do keep it like kind of fun and lively. Apparently there are bits I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've heard that there are bits where like they speak in sort of verse, like sort of like a Shakespeare kind of thing, where like they just kind of have a bit where they just kind of like sort of like speak in like an iambic
pentameter kind of thing.
Yeah, this sort of thing of like, but it's sort of rapping almost.
Interesting. I think they kind of did that in Chirac, the movie that I had to watch for my Sex and Gender and Antiquities class last semester.
Yeah, okay.
It was based on the Lysistrata, and the Lysistrata was written as like an epic poem. So they kind of keep the like meter of the poem like throughout the entire movie's dialogue. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the entire movie. We just watched some of it in class, but it was pretty cool. It was like really interesting how they like took this like Greek classical thing and turned it into like a more modern adaptation for like a very specific like city and culture and like characters. It was really, really interesting.
Yeah. That does sound interesting. I haven't seen Chirac. I'll add that to the list.
Yeah.
I
What else
also
did you
need
get on Blu-ray?
So yeah, what else did I get on Blu-ray? I'll be honest, I didn't prepare this segment very well. I kind of sprung it on myself at the last minute. So we'll see how that goes. Oh my god. I'm stretching really, really hard.
We could cut this.
We can cut this. Or maybe I won't. Who knows?
Probably should.
Probably. Oh, I got Jingle All the Way.
Oh, I like that movie.
That's the
I genuinely
Arnold
do like that
Schwarzenegger.
movie.
It's very fun. That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas movie where he needs to buy a Turbo Man action figure for his kid. Who is played by Turbo Man, who is played by Jake Lloyd from the Phantom Menace.
Put that cookie down.
Yeah, the
That's what
very
that's
famous "Put that cookie down." No,
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
Yeah.
Sinbad, stop following me around. He teams up with I think is he a mailman? Sinbad
Yeah, I
in the
think
movie?
he's a mailman.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure he's a mailman.
Yeah, it's a very funny movie. It's very silly and very 90s. 90s. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I do want to see it again because it's just very goofy.
Watch it in the middle of July so you can celebrate Christmas in July with Arnold.
Fuck, that's a good idea, yeah.
Yep. Do you have any other Blu-rays?
Do I have any other Blu-rays? Captain Underpants, the first epic movie.
Heard very good things about that movie. Have not seen it.
It's so good. Did you read Captain Underpants when you were a kid?
I did not. The titles grossed me out. I was really not a fan of gross out humor as a kid. And the titles were very, like, you know, Stinky Butt Man and all that. And as a kid, I was like...
The Stinky Butt Man is absolutely my favorite Captain Underpants villain.
Are you serious?
No!
Oh, okay. I thought I just, like, guessed one.
I thought you were just gonna go along with the bit, and then there's just a really long pause, and you were like, wait, what?
Was I correct?
Was so funny!
Was I correct by accident?
Captain Underpants and the Stinky Butt Man.
Yup. That, you know what I mean, though. Like, that just, like, did not appeal to me as a kid, but now that I'm, like, in my goddamn 20s, I'd probably be like, hell yeah, Stinky Butt Man.
Well, my favorite thing about the titles back then, were they were all alliterative.
That's right, okay.
It would be, like, Captain Underpants and the perilous plot of Professor Poopy Pants.
Yeah, I remember Professor Poopy Pants. That was... I think that's what made me not want to read them, to be honest. I was like, nope, no thanks.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very dumb. I will admit. There's, like, the something of the Wicked Wedgie Woman.
That sounds kind of interesting.
The big bad battle of the Bionic Booger Man.
Oh, I hate boogers. Boogers creep me out.
The Booger Boy. It was what it was.
The Beagle Boys.
Not Booger Man. Yeah.
The Booger Man.
The Booger. It's the Boogie Man.
It's the Boogie Man, but it's his just like real gross, like slimy cousin.
But yeah, the movie's a very faithful adaptation of the books. It's very funny, very cute.
It looks really cool too.
It's a very cool style. They kind of throw in like some live action elements. There's like a bit with like puppets. Like there's a bit.
Oh, I love that shit. Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
It's like a sock puppet kind of thing. There's a bit that like does in the books. There's a bit throughout where they do a flip-o-rama. So it's like Captain Underpants on one page, like, lining up for a punch, and then you flip the page, and he's doing the punch, so you can flip back and forth so it looks like he's punching.
That's fun. Okay, the air conditioner people are going to be here in about 10 minutes, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah, do I have any more Blu-rays? I got Fargo Season 1 on Blu-ray.
Cool.
Because I love the show Fargo. Everyone should see Fargo, it's a very good show. Except for you wouldn't like it.
Gotcha, okay. Fart go.
Very good.
More like fart go. Am I right?
No, you're not.
Yeah. No. You are incorrect. It's not fart go, it's Fargo.
It's not fart go, it's called Fargo. It's very fun. Really good cast. Martin Freeman, Billy Bob Thornton, Colin Hanks. Very good show. First season's the best season, I think. Season 3's close behind it. I don't really like Season 2 that much, but I've heard people really do, so go off, I guess.
Go off, I guess.
Go off, I guess. Season 3 has Ewan McGregor playing twin brothers. They're twin brothers who hate each other, which is fun.
Is it one person playing both twins?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
it's
that's
Ewan
cool.
McGregor. David Thewlis from Harry Potter plays like the antagonist that season, and he's very gross and weird. Like everything about him's just wrong.
Ugh.
Like he's like he has like he owns one suit, but he's incredibly rich. And like he just has really bad habits. Just gets worse as the season goes on. Like he picks at his teeth with a toothpick, but by the end of the season, like his gums are just bleeding and his teeth are gross.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds awful.
It's very strange. He has an accent, but it's very unclear what his accent is, because it's not British, but it's not anything else. It's just sort of this weird Frankenstein dialect that he's given himself. He's a very strange character. I love Fargo a lot. I think it's a very interesting show. But you wouldn't like it because because you're a dummy and it's too deep.
Yeah, I don't really like watching deep things. I really don't.
It's too smart for a simpleton like yourself.
I am just the biggest buffoon.
You're not a simpleton or a buffoon. You're a very smart boy.
No, I know. I'm very smart. I just like to have fun.
You're a very smart boy. Yeah, of course. And I wouldn't call Fargo a very fun show personally.
Yeah, that's fair. I like hearing about serious media, but I don't really enjoy watching it or imbibing it in any way. But I appreciate what they do for people, and I appreciate the messages and stories that they tell. I just don't really care to make myself sad about things that aren't real.
There's a deaf hitman in the first and third seasons of Fargo, and he's played by a deaf actor, and that's really cool, I think.
The bar is so low.
I mean, yeah, but, I think it's still cool that, because oftentimes you just get, a regular famous actor or whatever. But, I don't know, it's just cool seeing sign language in a show.
Yeah.
I think that's neat.
I want to learn more sign language. There's a kid in my ceramics class that is deaf and has interpreters, and it's just really interesting to watch them talk back and forth, and they will mouth words as well because they read lips, and it's just so quick. I can't imagine moving my hands that quickly. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah. There's a really funny bit that Donald Glover does in one of his stand-up specials where he's talking about a kid. A kid who was being mean to his babysitter at the park or whatever, and the kid told his babysitter shut up or whatever, and the babysitter who's an old black woman says, someone better get this little it rhymes with piglet but starts with an N.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and he was I've never heard that before in my life. He just lost his shit. And he said that he was doing a show, and there was an interpreter there for deaf people. Mm-hmm. And she asked him are there any words in your show that I have to make up on the fly, no, so I know ahead. And he goes, oh yeah, and he says that word. Yeah. And she goes, oh, and she just immediately does this motion, and he's there's already a sign language word for that.
Oh my god. I mean there's different dialects of English. I'm sure there's different dialects of sign language,
yeah, it's just incredibly
the
funny to me.
Version of sign language or something like that.
All right, I'll let you go deal with your air conditioning.
Yeah, God.
Situation.
All right, we for those of you at home listening, Jessie and I have been talking about our upload schedule, and I think just while we're getting our feet wet and getting everything figured out with how we're gonna format everything and when we're going to be uploading, I think we decided that we're going to be posting episodes every 2 weeks on Thursdays, right? You said Thursdays would work best for you?
Yeah, Thursdays work.
So we're going to have our podcast uploaded, I guess, every Thursdays every other week. It might be subject to change.
I would also kind of we don't have to do this, but I would like to do an episode every once in a while, sometimes we drop an episode surprise on a Thursday, another Thursday.
Okay.
So we can just have another episode oh, here's another one. You know?
I don't,
just in case we have something we need to talk about right away or whatever.
There's I don't know, maybe I'm just worried about
special occasions.
I'm just worried about not having enough time to record during the week, especially if I'm going to be starting this new job soon. So I'm saying sure. every other week just to give us some wiggle room, but I think maybe right now we could do it every week because I feel like we're recording relatively often. So we'll have just a lot of backlogged episodes, and I want the chronology of our show to make sense. Not hey, it's almost Valentine's Day, and then when we finally upload the episode, it's in March.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to do it every week on Thursdays just for now. But if we need to, we can switch it to every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So Thursday is going to be the day that we upload. But how many Thursdays per month might be subject to change, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that's what we have planned now. All right, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to leave the call and then stop recording, and I'll send you the file later.
All right, cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Leo doing his outro, and here's Jessie doing hers. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you like what you hear, thanks. This is why Leo does the outro, because I'm terrible. I'm just a terrible, awful person. So if you have something that you would like to... Wait, no. Shit. Okay, no. Let me take another. Okay, if you have something you'd like to hear us talk about, tweet at us at gouacheboy, and at I'm okay things on Twitter, or send us a message at gouacheboy, or Grinch_fat, on Instagram. You can leave a comment below. You can like our podcast. You can subscribe to the media cage. I'm burping. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna cut this out. I have the hiccups. I'm just having a real. Oh no. Oh, this is the worst. This is so unprofessional. Oh my god. Okay. So, I think my hiccups are gone. Okay, good. So, if you have a topic that you would like us to talk about, send it to one of those places, and we'll try and figure out a way to get it on. If you, is there anything else I'm forgetting? Leo is currently dealing with some house situations at his house, which is fine. So I'm doing the outro. Don't know what to do. Okay, so... thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time. Whenever that may be. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in the next time. Bye-bye. I think that was good. Was it good? It probably wasn't good. I did my best. And that's all anyone can hope for, ultimately, I think.